morning, everybody. Today is a spectacular day. I'm kicking it in the Kia K900, driving down to Venice, then going to Playa Del Rey, then back to Malibu. We've got all kinds of cool things going on. Today is vlog 420. Yes, 420. You know what I'm talking about, right? Today I'm meeting up with a gentleman I have not been introduced to yet. An interesting story behind this, which I'll get into later. But his name's Rob Shanahan. He is a celebrity photographer, has photographed amazing people, everybody from Ringo Starr to, I mean, just way too many celebrities to mention here. But the guy is very well known in the celebrity photography world, does spectacular work, and I heard he has a Chevy Nomad. That's basically why I'm going. But, you know, photos and all that stuff is really cool. But he's got a cool car! In a top secret, undisclosed place in Venice. And this is Rob. He is a professional celebrity photographer. Is that right?
That's right.
But not only that, I mean, all the photos are cool. You've got a chance to travel the world, meet some amazing people, but you're a hardcore car guy.
Totally.
Okay.
Big time.
And that's why we're here, because that's the kind of cool stuff we like. I noticed that you have a Nomad behind us, and we'll talk about that in a second, but give me in 30 seconds your best car story.
Oh my God, so many. 30 seconds. Well, I've shot a lot of guys with this car. Ringo, Billy Gibbons, Edgar Winter.
With your car?
With my car right here. I have a cool collection of rock stars with this car. Musicians are car guys. Yeah. Let me tell you.
All right, so tell me how long have you had this thing?
This one, 5 years, but this is my third one. As soon as I saw these and started getting into the Tri-5s, and you know, my real love is like a two-door 57 hardtop.
Oh yeah.
Tri-5. I mean, that's a great freaking car.
I know someone who has one of those. Yeah.
I need to haul photo gear and my drums.
Right.
I'm also a drummer, so I needed something that I could haul gear, and this is it right
so
here.
So do you shoot primarily rock and rollers? Or
yeah, music. That's like the bulk of my work.
This is your third one.
Third one.
And what were the other two?
Same, 56 Nomads. The first one was green and white. This is what they call dawn gray. It's an actual color that was available in 1956. My first one was Sherwood green, which is like that rich, dark green, like foresty green. Yeah. And I had it for about 6-8 months, and it was just too nice to drive. I really needed a driver. And some guy offered me a ton of money, you know, way more than I paid for it, so I flipped it. And I ended up finding this one. This one came out of Mississippi. I bought it sight unseen, just had it loaded on a trailer and it showed up. And first thing I wanted to do was redo the interior. The guy restored it and it had like a cup holder and totally modernized and not cool. This is cool. Okay, so where can people go to see some of your stuff? Oh, my website, robshanahan.com, or my Facebook, Rob Shanahan Photography.
We'll put a link down in the show notes.
Okay, yeah, that kind of keeps up to date on what I'm doing and lets you know what I'm shooting, where I'm going.
Is it a standard that you have a car in every shot?
Not a standard, but I love to collect photos of artists with my car. If I use them or not, just having the collection is great. So one day if I do sell the car, I'll put a book together and whoever buys it can have the photos.
Right on.
Comes with the photos.
Awesome, man.
And also qart.com if you want to buy any of my gallery prints, and they're very collectible. Paul, Ringo, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith. My book, Volume 1. My first published collection of all my rock stars, forward by Ringo Starr. 23 years with this band, yeah.
What's the band?
Hollywood Stones.
Okay.
America's #1 Rolling Stones tribute band. I love it. It's such a great gig. It's really
awesome.
fun.
So where can people hear some of that stuff, or where are you playing?
HollywoodStones.com is our website. We play all over the place. In fact, this weekend we're in Mammoth. Following weekend we're in Denver. We just got back from Flagstaff last weekend.
It doesn't suck to do what you love and travel all over the world.
Well, let me tell you, when I moved to LA, I was 20 years old. I had my drum kit and my cameras, and I said I'm going to make a living one way or the other, and I'm still doing both. I just love it.
Big thanks, Rob, and also to Jeff, who kind of set this thing up. If you remember who Jeff is, he's the one that crashed on the bike last week or so and had that little incident in Venice. He is A-OK now. So big thanks, Jeff. Make sure you wear a helmet, buddy. All right, out of Venice and heading towards Playa Del Rey. Gonna be meeting up with the First Lady of English tea, Angie McCartney. She's waiting for me. Hope she has some crumpets or something like that, because I'm starving. House, and she's in the kitchen with Ruth, and they're making all kinds of awesome stuff, very British stuff. We're having a full-on lunch going on. If you're not familiar with Angie's products, they're awesome. She has all kinds of amazing tea wines, and then the tea itself, like tons of it. Sandwiches, the whole works.
Yeah, why not?
This is Angie.
Hello, I'm Angie.
Angie is quite an extraordinary lady. Thank you for having me today.
Lady? Oh,
You make some spectacular tea.
oh good. I'm
And
glad
some
to enjoy it.
spectacular tea wine. It's very cool. So we're gonna have lunch, we're gonna drink some tea. But you just said something very interesting to me, that if you want to master the market, it'll be the
If you want to be the leader in the field, create the field.
and what does that mean to you?
That means that when we decided, or we had the opportunity to create some Mrs. McCartney's wines to match our tea flavors, we thought we wouldn't try go up against the big boys in the wine business, because
Right.
we're just fledgling new people.
That's
And
really
Ruth
good
came up
advice.
with the idea.
Yeah.
She said, if you want to be the leader in the field, create the field.
Yeah. And you are Paul's stepmom.
Yeah.
You have had tremendous history with the Beatles over the years, with a lot of that stuff.
I used to get the mail for Paul, and it used to come in maybe 2 sacks a day. The mailman would come struggling up the drive at Rembrandt where we
Yeah.
live. And a lot of the letters would just say Paul, England, or
Yeah.
Paul, Beatle.
Yeah.
And they'd come from Hong Kong or Tokyo or
Yeah.
Arizona or all over the place.
Yeah.
So we devised a system of opening them up. And in those days, we didn't even have a stapling machine. This is 1964, 65.
Yeah.
But I'd say to Ruth, open the letters carefully, keep the envelope, because people always wrote their name on the envelope, an address, but not on the letter.
Yeah.
So if you were going to reply, if you threw the envelope away, you wouldn't know what to do with it. So that was how Ruth got her 2 and 6pence a week, £half-a-crown pocket money.
Yeah.
Opening the fan mail,
Awesome.
clipping it, and sorting it then into countries. And we had a big long dining table, so I got a load of shoe boxes from the local shoe shop and marked on them, Canada and so on. And it was like a geography lesson for her in a way, because I'd say to her, over on the window ledge over there, that's the Far East. So you put, Japan and all the Asian countries on that area.
Right.
And on the floor under the table was down under, so you put Australia and New Zealand.
14 different teas
Mhm.
that you have.
Yes.
And I'm experiencing the buzz of this breakfast tea that we just had. That's just
They're available through my website, which is mrsmccartneysteas.com.
Okay.
And if people log in there, they will see all the descriptions and the stories behind. Well, I have a sort of Beatle-related tea story,
Okay.
and that was Paul used to bring John Lennon home to stay with us sometimes when he no longer had a home in Liverpool. And I would always make tea and take it into them while they were yapping with Paul's dad, with Jim. And one day I went in and John Lennon had just had a cup of tea and he was still talking, and he did this with the cup of tea, the tea cup to me, and I said, "Excuse me, we have a little word in this house, it's please." He went, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ange." And Paul and Jim were both going, "Oh, you know, you don't talk to John Lennon like that." I thought, no, to hell with that, I do. I've got a 4-year-old kid who's being taught her manners and to behave herself, so Beatle or no Beatle. So he's, "No, I'm sorry, Ange." And he did tell his wife, Cynthia, later, he said, "You know, I really respected her for standing up to me like that."
Angie also has an amazing biography book, and this you can get this online as well. Can you get this on your website?
You can get that through my website as well.
You mentioned that everything you sell,
Yes.
you have a charity that you work with.
Yes, the Linda McCartney Breast Cancer Centre in Liverpool.
Okay.
And they are doing some wonderful research there.
You are a sweetheart.
Do you reckon?
I do. I'm going to hang out here for the rest of the day.
You've got a lot to learn.
Amazing time. What an incredible lady. Just had an absolute blast, and the tea is spectacular. You know, but the one thing that stands out the most is how passionate she is about what it is that she has, and that really makes for a tremendous quality of life. So, very cool. Big thanks, Angie. I enjoyed hanging out with you today. Thanks for lunch and everything else. I'm headed back to Malibu. Somebody just got a bath. The Malibu Surfside News is out. Gary's article. Check it out. There's Gary with his vacuum car. Isn't that cool? He's going to Burning Man. So awesome. I mean, seriously, who builds a vacuum? Turns a car into a vacuum. Really, really great time today. Unusual. We had cookies. We had, I don't know if any of those things were crumpets. I'm not really even sure what a crumpet is specifically. Maybe if you know what a crumpet is, you can leave it. I think it's like an English muffin or something. Big thanks all around. Let's start with Rob Shanahan, amazing photographer. Look at some of these pieces. The shots of Ringo Starr, shots of Billy Gibbons, shots of Van Halen. Just an amazing photographer. He's been doing it a long time. And big thanks, Jeff Topper also put me in touch with Rob, so we kind of hooked all that whole scene together. And he loves that car. It's a really good example of a 56 Nomad. But I'm holding you to it, Rob. You got to bring that car to one of my shows. Also, big thanks to Angie McCartney and to Ruth and to Martin, the whole kit and caboodle. You didn't really get to see, Martin and Ruth there. They were in the house doing all kinds of things. Okay, that's vlog 420. 420. Get it? Do you understand? The 420. Do it. Not so many cool cars going on tomorrow, but tomorrow is a very cool day because my sister-in-law Susie is flying into town. Actually, she's coming in tonight, and tomorrow we're going to go paddleboarding. So we're going to have a little bit of ocean activity, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of fun. That's it, folks. That's it for vlog 420. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow.